Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here today. I'm delighted to welcome you to this presentation. Today, we'll be discussing computer system validation, or CSV, specifically for AI-based laboratory systems. I'll give you an overview of what CSV entails and how it applies to modern laboratory environments powered by artificial intelligence. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore key concepts, best practices, and the importance of validation in ensuring reliable and compliant laboratory operations. Let's get started. Welcome to the second slide. Here, we're focusing on the role of artificial intelligence-based laboratory systems in the pharmaceutical industry. These systems are becoming increasingly common for tasks like processing analytical data, performing predictive analytics, automating workflows, analyzing trends, and supporting intelligent decision-making. Since these AI systems often operate within GMP-regulated environments, it's crucial to have proper validation, what we call computer system validation, or CSV. This ensures that the AI systems consistently perform as intended, that the data they generate remains accurate and trustworthy, and that they meet all global regulatory standards. Now, why is this validation so important? First, it guarantees the reliability of the outputs produced by AI, so we can trust the results. Second, it supports compliance with GMP and other regulatory requirements, which is essential in our industry. Third, it helps maintain data integrity and traceability, making sure every piece of data can be verified and tracked back to its source. Additionally, proper validation reduces operational and compliance risks, mitigating potential issues before they become serious problems. And ultimately, all of this protects product quality and, most importantly, patient safety. So, in essence, validating AI systems isn't just a regulatory box to check. It's a critical component of ensuring the quality and safety of the medicines we develop and produce. Let's start by understanding what computer system validation, or CSV, actually is. Essentially, it's about providing documented evidence that a computerized system consistently performs as it should, according to predefined specifications and its intended use. Think of it as a proof that the system is reliable and functions correctly every time. The main objective of CSV is to make sure that these systems are accurate and reliable. We want to be confident that they deliver consistent results. It's also crucial to maintain this validated state throughout the entire life cycle of the system, from initial setup to eventual retirement. Another key goal is to verify that these systems comply with good manufacturing practice, or GMP, requirements. Compliance isn't just about following rules, it's about ensuring quality and safety in our operations. And of course, part of CSV is controlling the risks associated with computerized systems, which helps prevent errors or failures that could impact product quality. Regarding the scope, CSV mainly applies to AI-enabled analytical and laboratory systems used in GMP environments. As technology advances, these systems become more complex, but the fundamental principles of validation remain the same, ensuring they perform reliably and consistently in a regulated setting. So overall, CSV is about building confidence in our systems, ensuring they meet regulatory standards, and ultimately supporting the integrity of our manufacturing processes. Now, let's take a look at some common AI applications in pharmaceutical laboratories. These tools are transforming how we work and improve accuracy across various tasks. For example, chromatographic data analysis helps us interpret complex results more quickly and reliably. Spectral interpretation similarly accelerates the identification of compounds, saving valuable time. Predictive maintenance of instruments is another key area. By analyzing usage data, AI can forecast when equipment might need servicing, reducing downtime. OOS or OOT trend prediction allows us to catch issues early, ensuring quality and compliance. Automating laboratory workflows streamlines repetitive tasks, freeing up scientists to focus on more strategic activities. Intelligent document review systems help us analyze large volumes of data and documents rapidly, with minimal errors. Stability data analysis supports product development by providing deeper insights into how formulations hold up over time. And finally, automated image recognition systems enhance accuracy and speed when examining samples or defects. Now, what does all this mean for us? The benefits are clear. We see significant improvements in efficiency and productivity, which means faster turnaround times. Manual errors are reduced because AI systems help ensure consistency and precision. And overall, decision-making becomes faster and more data-driven, enabling us to meet regulatory standards and market demands more effectively. All of these applications tie back to our goal of making pharmaceutical research and production smarter, safer, and more reliable. Now, let's take a closer look at the validation lifecycle stages for the CSV, or Computer System Validation, lifecycle. The first step is the User Requirement Specification, or URS, where we define what the user needs from the system. This sets the foundation for everything that follows. Next is the Functional Specification, or FS, which details how the system will meet those user needs. From there, we move into Design Qualification, or DQ, where we verify that the system's design aligns with the specifications. An important aspect during this phase is conducting a risk assessment to identify potential issues and ensure we address them early on. Once the design is approved, we proceed to Installation Qualification, IQ, confirming that the system is installed correctly and according to the required standards. After installation, Operational Qualification, OQ, tests whether the system operates as intended under real-world conditions. Following that, Performance Qualification, PQ, proves that the system consistently performs in its actual operational environment. Finally, the lifecycle isn't a one-and-done process. We have periodic review and revalidation to ensure the system continues to perform reliably over time, adapting as needed. The main objective of all these stages is to make sure that the AI system performs consistently throughout its operational lifecycle, ensuring quality, compliance, and ultimately, trust in the system's outputs. Let's take a closer look at the focus areas when it comes to risk assessment in CSV. First, we want to consider the impact on product quality. Ensuring the product meets the required standards is crucial. Next, patient safety risk is a top priority. Any issues that could compromise safety must be identified and managed. Data integrity risk is also critical. Reliable and accurate data is essential for making informed decisions. System complexity can introduce unforeseen vulnerabilities, so understanding how complex systems behave helps us control risks. AI decision criticality refers to how vital AI algorithms are to the process. If they make key decisions, we need to assess the risks involved. And finally, cybersecurity vulnerabilities are increasingly important, as cyber threats can compromise the entire system. Now, moving on to the tools we commonly use for risk assessment. FMEA, or Failure Mode and Effects Analysis, is a structured way to identify potential failures and their impacts. Risk ranking and filtering help us prioritize which risks need immediate attention. HACCP, which stands for Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Points, is a systematic approach to identifying hazards and establishing control measures. In terms of regulatory expectations, what's important to remember is that validation efforts should be proportional to the system's risk and criticality. This means that more critical systems require more thorough validation, ensuring we focus our resources where they're needed most. By aligning our risk management activities with these principles, we help ensure both compliance and the integrity of our quality systems. Let's delve into some of the key challenges we face when validating AI systems. First, there's the issue of adaptive learning behavior. AI models can evolve over time as they learn from new data, which makes it tricky to ensure they remain reliable and consistent. Then, we have the so-called black box algorithms. These are complex models where understanding how they arrive at a decision isn't straightforward, raising questions about transparency and trust. Dynamic model updates are another challenge. Since models can be continuously updated, verifying their integrity over time becomes essential. Similarly, continuous learning systems, which keep learning post-deployment, require ongoing validation to maintain performance standards. The main objective here is clear. We need to ensure that AI outputs are reliable, scientifically justified, and traceable. That way, we can trust the decisions they support. Now, when it comes to AI-specific validation challenges, several key validation requirements come into play. First, verifying the training datasets is crucial. You want to ensure the data used to train the model is representative and of high quality. Accuracy and reproducibility testing are vital to confirm that the model performs consistently across different scenarios. Assessing bias is also critical, because biased data can lead to unfair or flawed outcomes. Explainability and transparency evaluations help us understand how the model makes decisions, which is especially important in sensitive applications. Model performance verification involves testing whether the model meets its intended purpose effectively. Lastly, challenge and stress testing push the model to its limits to see how robust and resilient it is under various conditions. Altogether, these challenges highlight why validation is a complex but essential part of deploying trustworthy AI systems. Let's talk about ensuring reliable electronic data, which is a crucial part of our regulatory focus. Maintaining complete traceability of AI-generated and processed data means we can track every step, from data creation to its final use. This traceability is vital for transparency and accountability. When we review our audit trails, we look at several key areas. First, user activity monitoring helps us understand who did what and when. Data modifications and deletions are also closely examined to ensure no unauthorized changes occur. We review AI-generated recommendations to verify their accuracy and appropriateness. Overrides and manual interventions are monitored to see if human input was necessary and justified. And timestamp verification ensures that all actions are accurately recorded in real time. Now, connecting this to the ALCOA Plus principles, these help us maintain high data integrity standards. Data should be attributable, meaning we can trace it back to its source. It must be legible and contemporaneous, so records are clear and recorded at the time of the event. Original data should be preserved, and all information needs to be accurate, complete, consistent, and enduring. Lastly, data should be available for review whenever needed. All of these practices together reinforce the reliability of our electronic data, which is essential for compliance and trust in our AI systems. Let's talk about electronic records and security controls. Ensuring the security of our systems is absolutely critical, especially in regulated environments. One key requirement is role-based user access, which means that users only see and do what they are authorized for, reducing the risk of errors or misuse. Each user should have a unique ID and password, making it easier to track activity and hold individuals accountable. Multi-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security. It's not enough to just have a password. We also verify identity through a second method, like a code sent to a mobile device. Data encryption and secure backups are vital to protect information both at rest and during transmission, safeguarding sensitive data from unauthorized access. Disaster recovery systems are essential as well. They ensure that we can restore data quickly if something goes wrong, minimizing downtime and data loss. And periodically reviewing access rights helps us keep security tight by removing unnecessary permissions and detecting any suspicious activity. Moving to regulatory expectations, compliance with 21 CFR Part 11 is a must. This regulation sets the standards for electronic records and signatures, ensuring they are trustworthy and reliable. Our electronic systems need to be secure and validated, meaning they've been thoroughly tested and proven to work correctly and consistently. Finally, protection against unauthorized access or data manipulation is crucial. We need to implement controls that prevent malicious activity and ensure data integrity, which ties back into the overall theme of safeguarding our information and maintaining regulatory compliance. Now, let's talk about change control and revalidation. When we make changes to our AI-based laboratory systems, there are certain actions that require careful assessment. For example, software upgrades are a common update, but they can impact system performance, so they need to be thoroughly evaluated. Similarly, modifications to AI algorithms, whether for improved accuracy or new features, must be assessed to ensure they still meet our validation standards. Changes in training datasets are also critical because they directly influence how the AI learns and performs. Infrastructure changes, like hardware updates or network modifications, can affect system stability and security. And of course, security updates are essential to protect our data and maintain compliance. Now, regarding change control requirements, there are some key steps to follow. First, impact assessment is crucial, understanding how a change might affect the system's performance or validation status. Before implementing any change, approval must be obtained from the appropriate authorities or stakeholders. Once a change is made, regression testing is necessary to confirm that existing functionalities still work as expected. And in some cases, revalidation may be required to ensure the system remains in a validated state after modifications. The main objective here is to maintain the validated state of our AI-based laboratory systems. This is vital for ensuring ongoing reliability, accuracy, and compliance in our laboratory operations. So every change, big or small, must be carefully managed and documented to keep our systems trustworthy and effective. Let's take a look at some of the frequently observed deficiencies that can occur during audits. One common issue is inadequate system validation documentation, which can lead to questions about whether the system has been properly tested and validated. This is crucial because without proper documentation, it's hard to prove that the system works as intended. Another point to watch out for is weak audit trail review practices. If audit trails are not thoroughly reviewed, potential issues or unauthorized activities might go unnoticed, compromising the integrity of the system. Additionally, insufficient AI model verification is a recurring problem. If AI models aren't properly verified, their outputs can be unreliable, which poses significant risks. Shared user accounts are also a concern because they reduce accountability and make it difficult to track actions back to specific individuals. Cybersecurity controls are often inadequate as well. Weak controls can leave systems vulnerable to cyber threats. Moreover, a lack of periodic review and revalidation can result in outdated systems that no longer meet regulatory requirements. Finally, many organizations have inadequate SOPs for their AI systems, which can lead to inconsistent practices and increased risks. Now, what are the potential consequences of these deficiencies? They can lead to serious regulatory actions, such as FDA warning letters. Data integrity observations can undermine trust in your data and processes. These issues can also cause product release delays, which impact your business timelines. And of course, persistent deficiencies tend to attract increased regulatory scrutiny, making it even more critical to address these areas proactively. So, understanding and addressing these common deficiencies is key to maintaining compliance and ensuring the safety and effectiveness of your products. Now, let's take a closer look at the roles and responsibilities involved in maintaining a compliant and secure system. First, we have the system users. It's essential that they follow the approved procedures at all times, ensuring consistency and compliance. They should also enter accurate and complete data, because the quality of the data directly impacts the reliability of our systems. Additionally, reporting any system abnormalities promptly helps us address issues before they escalate. Moving on to the IT department, their responsibilities are critical for the overall health of our system. They handle system maintenance and cybersecurity, protecting our infrastructure from threats. They are also in charge of backup and disaster recovery management, ensuring that data can be restored quickly if needed. Access control administration is another key aspect, which helps us restrict system access only to authorized personnel. The validation team plays a vital role in executing validation activities. Their work ensures that our systems operate correctly and consistently. Maintaining thorough validation documentation is also essential, as it provides a clear record of compliance and testing activities. Lastly, our quality assurance team oversees CSV compliance, making sure that all validation and data handling processes adhere to regulatory standards. They review and approve procedures periodically, ensuring ongoing compliance. Monitoring audit trails and data integrity is also part of their job, which helps us detect and address any discrepancies or issues. Together, these roles create a comprehensive framework that supports system integrity, security, and compliance, key themes that run throughout our entire presentation. Each team has a distinct but interconnected responsibility, and understanding how they work together is fundamental to our success. Now, let's move on to strengthening our AI system validation by focusing on some recommended best practices. First, applying a GAMP5 risk-based validation approach is essential. This means prioritizing validation efforts based on the potential impact and risk associated with different AI functionalities. It helps us allocate resources efficiently and ensure critical areas are thoroughly validated. Next, establishing robust AI governance procedures is key. Good governance provides clear oversight, roles, and responsibilities, ensuring our AI systems remain compliant and trustworthy throughout their lifecycle. Along with that, maintaining detailed validation documentation is crucial. Proper records not only support transparency, but also facilitate audits and continuous improvement efforts. Performing periodic AI model performance reviews ensures our models stay accurate and relevant over time. Regularly reviewing performance helps catch drifts or issues early. Complementing this, conducting audit trail reviews allows us to verify the integrity and traceability of our validation activities, reinforcing confidence in our processes. Training personnel on AI and CSV, computer system validation, requirements cannot be overstated. Well-trained staff are our first line of defense against errors and misunderstandings. Integrating cybersecurity controls into our validation strategy is equally important. Protecting our AI systems from threats and vulnerabilities safeguards both data and results. Lastly, ensuring strong quality assurance oversight ties everything together, providing an additional layer of scrutiny and confidence in our validation efforts. Now let's look at continuous improvement. It's vital to perform periodic compliance assessments. Regular checks help us stay aligned with evolving standards and regulations. Tracking CAPA, corrective and preventive actions, and deviation trends gives us insight into recurring issues, enabling proactive fixes. Monitoring the entire validation lifecycle is the final piece. By continuously overseeing our validation processes, we ensure sustained performance, compliance, and the ability to adapt to new challenges as they arise. These practices, collectively, help us build a resilient, trustworthy AI validation framework that supports ongoing success. Let's wrap up with some key takeaways. CSV, or computer system validation, is absolutely essential for making sure that AI-based laboratory systems stay compliant and reliable. Without proper validation, we can't confidently trust these systems to perform as expected. AI systems, in particular, need enhanced validation processes, transparency, and strict data integrity controls. This helps us understand how decisions are made and ensures the data remains trustworthy. Adopting a risk-based validation approach is a smart way to focus our efforts where they matter most, ultimately improving system reliability and ensuring compliance with regulatory standards. Cybersecurity is also critical. Robust measures and audit trails help protect electronic data from tampering or breaches, maintaining data integrity over time. And finally, strong governance and quality assurance oversight are fundamental to the successful implementation of AI in GMP laboratories. They help us oversee processes, ensure standards are met, and support continuous improvement. All of these elements come together to reinforce that effective management, validation, and security are key to harnessing AI's full potential in regulated environments. For further support, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any questions or need additional assistance, we're here to help. Feel free to contact us through the provided channels. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. We truly appreciate your interest and engagement. Remember, we're always available to support you as you apply these concepts. Once again, thank you and have a great day.